How's it going, witches and warlocks and all in between? I'm the Wizard of What, and if I had a nickel for every movie about unicorns that starred an Avenger, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? It's no secret that A24 has gotten a pretty good reputation over the years. I mean, they dominated the 2023 Oscars with both The Whale and Everything Everywhere All at Once both getting Oscar nominations, including Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress. The only one I really disagreed with was Best Supporting Actress. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but man, Angela Bassett should have gotten that Oscar. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but basically, A24 has been known to make some great movies off of typically smaller budgets than a lot of Hollywood movies. And the most recent one to come out is Death of a Unicorn. The cast in this was pretty stacked. I mean, you got Wednesday, Ant-Man, The Great Intelligence, that annoying piece of shit from Narnia. I mean, seriously, his character was so unbelievably charming. Please don't beat me up. And the premise for this movie was honestly pretty interesting in my opinion, with a father and daughter hitting a unicorn, taking it back to the lab, and a bunch of other unicorns going on a John Wick-style killing spree. Think of like the unicorn scene from Cabin in the Woods was given a Jurassic Park-style movie. So the premise itself is really interesting. I just kind of wish it was better. It's not a bad movie, don't get me wrong. I think it's decent. So let's start out with the positives. Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd are pretty good in this. Their acting in this is really solid, and for the most part, they have a pretty good father-daughter relationship. Their chemistry is, for the most part, pretty believable. I will also say that I was really impressed with Jenna Ortega in this movie. Without giving anything away, there's a scene near the end where she acts her butt off. I mean, there's a reason why she's cast in so many movies, is because she's a great actress. But probably the biggest thing that I liked, the unicorns themselves. They had a really cool design in this. Most Hollywood movies would typically just have a white horse and then slap an ice cream cone on it and call it a day. But with this, they have a much more unique design. They're more furry, they're more goat-like almost. I was doing further research, unicorns actually don't just look like horses with horns. They look more like a rhinoceros, sort of. So it was really cool seeing a unique unicorn design in this movie. And the CGI on the unicorns themselves are pretty good, honestly. Okay, they don't look real 100% of the time, but they do look convincing for the most part. Another thing I really liked in this is that the deaths in this movie, if you've seen the trailers, are enjoyably gruesome. It almost kind of reminded me of Friday the 13th. That movie also had a lot of creatively gruesome deaths. If your kid's asked to go watch this movie thinking it's all about, oh, pretty unicorns, don't. Your kids will be traumatized.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi! I'm Dora the Explorer! And if you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Wizard of What!
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss another upload.
Alright. And now, back to our show.
So that's generally a lot of the stuff that I did like about this movie, but now unfortunately we have to get into the negatives, and I surprisingly have a few. For one, remember how I said that Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega were pretty good in this? Well, thank goodness they are, because everyone else in the movie, their acting is pretty all over the place. For example, everyone always says that Will Poulter is easily the best thing in this movie, and personally, I don't really see it. I personally didn't laugh at any of the scenes he was in. Like, at times I thought his performance was kind of annoying. Not obnoxious, thank goodness, but still just the right amount of odd that wasn't for me. Richard E. Grant, for the first half of his performance, is pretty solid. I mean, he's not the best, but he does pretty good. But then, without giving anything away, halfway through the movie, he acts really over the top, like he's giving a performance. A part of that does kind of make sense. I mean, if you see what happens to him, you kind of get why, but at the same time, it's just the right amount of odd. And probably my biggest issue with the movie, it's just not that scary. The scares in this, for the most part, mainly just rely on cheap jump scares like every other horror movie. Like, let me give you an idea of just what kind of scares you're in for in this movie. See guys, it's not that bad. The scares are like that, and it just wasn't that scary. It mainly felt cheap. And again, like I said, the CGI on the unicorns is pretty good, but the rest of the effects in the movie are surprisingly really awful. I mean, there's some noticeable green screens, there's like a lot of things in the movie that don't look like they're really there. They're not entirely convincing. There's also a lot of overused tropes in this, like, for example, there's that classic scene where Jenna Ortega's character knows something important, saying like, guys, you shouldn't do this, and none of the adults listen to her until it's too late. And the funny thing is, it happens twice. It happens twice in this movie, and it's ungodly annoying. I do not like that cliche at all. Overall, just kind of a mixed bag, but I had a decent time. So I'll give this film a solid 5 out of 10. Question of the day. If you had a real-life unicorn, what would you do with it? Me personally, I'd ride it all around town. I'd charge it to the grocery store like, for Narnia and for Aslan! But let me know what you do. I'm the Wizard of What, and until next time, stay strong, my dudes.